Hi, this is Dorothy Lamb with Women of the Rainbow, and today we have a very special guest over here. And this gentleman is called Mr. Conrad
Sorensen, President of Grassroots Enterprises of Tesla.
And I'm sure you'll be very happy and excited to hear what he has to share with you. Anyone that doesn't want free electricity, I bet everybody do want free electricity, and that's something we'd like to share with you. Mr. Sorensen, I would like to ask you if you could briefly introduce about yourself and where you come and the company.
My name is Conrad Sorensen. I'm from Henderson, Nevada. I named my company after Nikola Tesla, which was the inventor of AC current, which that is the power that we use in our everyday life. He invented that over 100 years ago. And he also tried to give us free electricity 100 years ago, and because of a few greedy businessmen like J.P. Morgan that ended up sponsoring Edison instead of Nikola Tesla and bringing about electricity through the grid instead of free electricity, which Nikola Tesla wanted to do 100 years ago.
And in another word, you're talking about 100-something years ago, free electricity is already available. What is so unique is how does you come across this electricity, free electricity. Now the plan is available, and how there is a precise marketing plan, how to bring it out.
Yes, we plan on doing 100 demonstrations, 2 in each state, as soon as we reach 1.6 million people that will come witness this technology. And we're currently over 600,000, and as soon as we get 1 million more people, we're going to send those people that are registered an invitation to come see a demonstration in their state.
So if I hear you right, is we're going to be setting the network foundations of networking with people, and to get a large number of 1 million something people, and then we're going to be able to demonstrate it. So how do you like people to contact you, or is there a particular way to register?
Yes, I'm currently working on a website which it should be up in probably the end of April. The website will be www.get-in.us. And you'll be able to go to that website and get signed up. I also have a videotape for $15. If you buy that videotape explains what we're trying to do, and I'll register you for free if you just buy that videotape that demonstrates what we're trying to accomplish.
Can you briefly share with the public about this free electricity technologies, the concept of it, and how the electricity was generated?
Well, there's quite a few different ways, but the one that we're currently working on uses permanent magnets as a power source, and it is driven by a 50 horsepower. We call it the Hummingbird motor. It puts out 50 horsepower. It's only about 13 inches in diameter, about 7 inches deep, and it uses 36 permanent magnets to drive it, which that drives what we call the Sundance generator, which is a 30 kilowatt an hour generator.
I understand also from watching the video that there have been a lot of demonstrations in the past have been demonstrated to the governmental officials and to many states.
This is correct, and that's what we're having a problem with is, and why we need the people to come and see this and witness this before their very eye, is we're up against the most powerful and the richest people on the world to allow us to bring this technology to the world. And that's what we're up against, and that's why we need the people's support.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hear this truth out there. Know that the reasons why you doesn't have this free gift of free electricity. And know where is the reasons that it happens, who that steal away all this free gift that you could have. Would you mind share with us, other than this free electricity, there's also, you mentioned some other new technology that are also very amazing.
Yeah, first let me explain. The people that come and witness the demonstration, what they'll be entitled to for just coming and witnessing the demonstration is they'll be entitled to, there'll be a list, and they'll be entitled to 26,000 kilowatts a year free electricity just for coming and witnessing this demonstration. And that's all we ask, and with the large amount of people, we believe that the technology won't be suppressed because of the people. The people will be our supporters, they'll be our strength, and they'll be, and actually our security.
Could you describe, if let's say at that such time when we have enough people and then we start to use that free technology for free electricity, how does that look like? Is it a tiny device or a big box? What is that?
The one we're currently working on would be about the size of an air conditioner, about 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot. And it doesn't make a lot of noise. And it's non-polluting, and it's pretty well self-contained.
I see. So it's just setting a tiny box in the house, and then you got free electricity?
Well, actually, we have a plan to put these in either a simulated rock in front of, or by your power meter, or an actual working waterfall.
Oh, a waterfall!
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. So they could be, it could be created in different forms, even for decorative purpose too.
Yes.
Neat. That means it's something very tiny and something very natural to have. And you also mentioned something.
Non-polluting.
Non-polluting. It doesn't make noise.
It doesn't make it does make a little noise, but not enough to worry about. About the noise of the air conditioner.
So it could be both indoor and outdoor.
Yes. I wouldn't have one in the house, but maybe out in the garage.
I see. And it has to be enclosed, or it could be in open air.
Yeah, we plan on putting in an enclosure. That's for a couple reasons. One's for security, and so they're protected from the weather also.
What about, do the people need any maintenance?
No, the homeowner won't have to do anything. If for some reason one of the windings goes out, he'll send, there'll be a modem on this that will it'll automatically send information back to the company to send somebody to come repair this. And so we'll come out and repair this. The homeowner will not have to do anything.
Does it affect
by the way, the homeowner will not own the generator. They'll just, we'll be supplying them with this. It'll be our equipment, and we maintain it, just like the power meter at your home.
I see. So it's like it's lease, but it's free. You don't need to pay rent to lease it, something like that.
No, why we're giving the homeowner this opportunity is they're actually giving us a way to send that power back to the power companies, and then we will charge the power companies for the power. We're hoping to get 5 cents a kilowatt hour, and that's how we will be able to pay for the machines, and we'll make quite a bit of money each year. And in fact, actually that equipment would be paid off in less than 1 year.
In other words, you gave the homeowner this device and it generates free electricity for the homeowner. At the same time, it generates electricity for you guys, and you could turn it around and supply it to the electricity company.
That's what we're planning on doing, is we plan on making the money from that generator, selling the power back to the power companies.
Wow.
So they don't have to go out and build any more coal fire or gasoline or gas-fired furnaces, or we'll be able to do it non-polluting.
So does this kind of electricity contingent on whether there's sun or not, whether there's weather, raining or not?
No, it's uses permanent magnets, as long as those magnets stay magnetized, which they believe that was over 100 years. So it should produce the power for 100 years. And they're building very strong material.
If you talk about electricity inside the home, another major energy that I could think of, whether you might have this brand new technology, I would imagine you would have. What about technology of fuel for automobile?
We've got over 500 technologies that we have on hold right now because we don't have the capita to bring them out. But there is many ways. We have many ways to run automobiles without pollution. One technology I personally saw a year and a half ago was an engine actually running on birdseed. And how that worked was this man, inventor, he's no longer with us. He died about a year ago. His name was Bill Batchelor. He created this, it's actually like lightning in a bottle. He called it a continuous plasma arc, which got 100,000 degrees. And with that arc, he, with a pneumatic pump, shoots in anything that is biomass, which birdseed is, and it immediately vaporizes it. It starts accumulating that vapor in an accumulator, and then once the pressure builds up, it goes through a regular LP gas regulator, and the only thing you change on your car is you put a propane carburetor on there. And this man, when he first invented it, ran it on cracked corn, which he went all around the country, 20,000 miles, on 60-pound bag of that cracked corn.
Wow! Have you physically witnessed this car, the way it runs yourself?
I did. I saw the engine run. I didn't see the car. I did see the car, but they had the engine in a room, and where I saw the demonstration. I
see. That's amazing. Wow. And what about I'd like to ask you this question about
and also that hummingbird motor, the electric motor that drives that generator, we're planning on one day maybe putting those in the cars too, only a little bit bigger.
Say it one more time.
We plan on using those electric motors, those small, we call it the hummingbird motor, in cars eventually. So they'll be able to be electric cars, but have a lot of power, and you won't have to charge them up.
That means use the magnetic power you were talking about.
That's
the
correct.
Same that put in the house?
Yeah, that motor is ran by magnets. You're correct.
I see. I would imagine if you can have replacement for gas, for car, for electricity in the house. Wow, that means you'll be able to supply I would imagine we'll supply a fuel to charge for airplane. That could fly faster.
Well, actually, the president of our company went coast to coast with another inventor 10 years ago on nothing but water. This engine ran on nothing but water. They used the hydrogen and oxygen to power that engine.
To power airplane engines to run on just water?
Right, we could have, if the government would have listened to us at that time, they wouldn't have been able to drive those airplanes into the Twin Towers because they would have been filled up with water instead of gasoline.
Boy, I see. Water, use natural water just for airplane. Well, if that's the case, our human body are made of water. I mean, is that possible we could make our body fly?
Well, I haven't, but basically what they're doing with the water is they use a little bit of sodium hydroxide and you put DC current, and it actually, the hydrogen will come off at a certain level and the oxygen will come off at a different level, remixes it back together as a water gas. And that gas is, it's actually implosive, but it will actually ignite. So you could actually ignite water as a gas. I've seen it done many, many times.
I see. You mentioned something about you come across a lot of inventors. They invent various different kinds of new technology, and they all spontaneously was given this intelligence of these inventions through a specific way of a vision, through the white light.
Yes, many of them have. Nikola Tesla himself, when he discovered AC current, it was through a bright light. And I had a neighbor, his name was Frank Richardson, which had a similar experience. And then I've also met the inventor of the Sundance generator. His son told me his dad had a similar experience.
So, people see those visions they receive in white light. White light defined as a divine illuminations from the universal creators.
Yeah, I believe God gives a lot of people these visions, and hopefully one will be powerful enough to bring it to the people.
So, could you share with us how you become involved with this kind of new technology, and how you become empowered with sharing this?
I'd love to. I had a neighbor back in the early 70s. He got that vision. His name was Frank Richardson. He developed a permanent magnet generator. His was a solid state generator, and he tried to bring it to the world for 25 years. Unfortunately, he died 6 years ago, and the company that I bought a dealership through, which is called United Community Services of America, they went on tour in '99 with the motor there, allowing people to come. It was the world's most efficient motor. That's the Hummingbird motor. And they had the ad for the free electricity, and I thought they might be, now that my neighbor was dead, taking his technology. But I found out they had something very similar, but it was different. But I found out they had all these other technologies behind them that they're trying to bring to the people. One of them that I think they use right over here in Hawaii, which was the Kepler buoy. It's actually two 12-foot dish that the bottom dish is anchored to the ocean floor. The top dish is also 12 inches in diameter. It rides a wave. You have to have at least 2 to 3 foot of wave, and then they're put together but with a shaft that is in between them. That shaft is a working pump. That pump gets to 1,000 psi, and then you have a hose that brings that water to the shore, and it goes through a desalination plant. And then you can make any type of water you want. But as long as you got 3 foot away, it will make 7,000 gallons of fresh water a day.
Fresh water a day?
That's correct.
What are you talking about?
And you could see that on our company's website, which is www.ucsofa.com. It should look like ucsofa.com. It stands for United Community Services of America.
I see. Does it mean that if we have this technology that could make water from the oceans, does it mean that we could physically, doesn't need a water company?
Well, I would love to work with the water company on supplying them the water at a cheaper facility, a way to make water. Because you're not using any electricity, you're just using the ocean waves to make this water available. And you only have to change the filters about every 6 months. So it's very efficient way to make water.
How could you apply it with making water in the desert?
Well, you naturally have to have the waves, so it wouldn't be in the desert. You'd have to be have the water be near the ocean, making the water, and then shipped to the desert.
Or pipe it to the desert?
Or pipe it, yes.
So, other than we're talking about electricity, automobile, using waters as in replace of gasoline, what else the new technology that you know of that the government has forbidden us to have that affiliate with this company?
One other technology which you can see on that same website, ucsofa.com, is a medical laser camera. This camera, the inventor of that is from Norway, and you could actually look down into concrete or buried, from that website you'll see him actually demonstrate it. You'll see a buried mine that's down about 3 foot. And one thing we'd like to do would be use these cameras and find all these buried mines and shoot them with a fluorescent paintball, and then go in and have people unmine the mine to make them safe. Because with this camera, and it just looks like a Polaroid camera, it actually looks right down into the ground, and you could see it, that mine buried. And what we'd like to do is, they've already done this, is they fly over the minefield with a helicopter and spot the mines, and then shoot with the fluorescent paintball. And we'd love to have the government support us in bringing this available.
So you're talking about a new technology in mining the mine in a more safer way and seems to be a more simple way, huh?
That's absolutely correct, because it's very expensive the way that they're mining fields right now.
And so they intentionally want to use expensive way and a hard way, whereas we could have an easier, simple way, or even
Safer.
safer way. They will not let us have it.
That's absolutely correct.
But ladies and gentlemen, this is precisely why you need to know. Know that what the gift of the universal creator has given to you, your endowment right through this intelligence and visions that we have people that is alive, living, that want to bring it to out and share with the public, and yet know who is the one that put a veil right in front of your eyes. And all you need to do is help tear the veil down and demand it, right?
That's correct.
Great. We are almost at this point of the evolving door, where this glass door, we just need a little bit push. This evolving door could flip over to the other side of the hologram from lack to abundance just in a blink of eyes.
Yeah, once we get 1 more million people, we're going to bring about all these technologies.
And precisely at this stage, since you joined the business, how many people that so far this new technologies network of the public, how many, which stage you are at, or how many people has been able to reach out in percentage?
Well, this company has done 3 national tours, one in 1996, one in 1999, and one in 2002. They didn't get the audience that they're hoping for, and we didn't get the support that we were hoping for. We thought we'd get in 2002 all the 1.6 million people we went to all the 50 states. And 911 came about partway during the tour, so after that the attendance started slacking off. We've been trying very hard to bring about these technologies. It's just sad to me to think that these people like Eminem, the rap star, and the pro wrestlers, and people are spending all that money into people like this that don't benefit them one bit. But with the technologies we have, it's hard for us to even get a dime from the people, and that's sad, and that's where the world is. They're giving the money to all these people that aren't benefiting their lives one bit.
In other words, it sounds like I would imagine most government would want to even use it for themselves. Government has spent a lot of money in electricity, in all this kind of expenses. How was the outcome for those respond from the government?
Well, we're hoping to get a better response. We did do a tour for them. That was the first one in '96. So we invited every senator, the president, the vice president, Janet Reno. We invited all those people. The only thing we accomplished from that tour is deregulation. You got to understand the people that are running the government and actually the world. They've made their money with the old technologies, oil and coal and gasoline, and they're afraid of their money, cash flow, if these new technologies come about.
What about approaching? You do have experience knowledge that certain state governmental official was being approached and they doesn't even respond in terms of state level.
No, in fact, in 2001, we were invited to go to the Kansas Congress. You could also go to that same website at UC SOFA, and you'll see a thing that says Kansas Congress. You'll see the speech that the president of our company, Dennis Lee, made to that Congress, and because they wanted electricity. And just copy that from the website there and read that, and that will give you all the information about all this.
So was the response from that state was unfavorable?
Yes, it was unfavorable.
So in other words, the state government run the same way as the federal government. They respond unfavorably to support those big corporations to continue to enslave humanity, right?
That's correct.
I guess for all of you do hear this program, you do have a choice in front of you whether you want to choose to support, to be the wealthy corporate entity, to make yourself as a slave, economic slave, or you want to choose yourself to support the empowerment for all you and us, for the public, to bring free technologies. Now you have a choice, and with this information, you do have a responsibility to share with many more. And I would like to challenge everybody, go on that website and check it out and study it, spread the word, and join and register with Conway, and be knowledgeable about it, and maybe we could speed up that process, get enough people for 1.2 million people, so we could have this free technology as soon as possible, right?
That's correct. And once again, my website will be on about the end of April, and it's www.get-in.us.
Well, thank you so very much. I really appreciate the information that you share, and I also like to ask you briefly share about, you have personal knowledge of a lot of new technology inventor. They has suffered harassment, oppressions, or even attacks by federal corporations of the wealthy, or even certain governmental agency that try to suppress that technology. Would you like to share that?
Well, just about all of them have, but I don't want to get into any real incidents there, because I would much rather them to share those with the people one day.
I see. As far as your organization, do your organizations or all those inventors, do they have a regular annual meetings together?
The dealers, yes, we have a meeting every mid-July, and we get to see a lot of new technologies at these conferences.
I see. So to become a dealer, how many dealers right now in the country?
There'll always be 2,000 dealerships. There's actually about 1,300 dealers right now. Some of the dealers own multiple dealerships.
I see. So that means if some people want to be fully involved with this, spreading this new technology and networking, they could sign up to be a dealers.
Yes, or you could contact me. My area code is 702. Phone number is 566-8997.
What's the requirement or the qualification to become a dealer, and what's the process?
There's no process. You must buy the dealership from another dealer, and whatever he is willing to sell it for, that's what you'd have to pay. There has been some dealerships that have been sold for $100,000.
Wait a minute. You mentioned about 2,000 dealership, and right now there's only 1,500, so there's still another room to go. But why could you not buy it directly from the original, the big development company? Or
no, you must buy it from another dealer, and or there is a man in the company that the dealers usually come to when they want to sell their dealership, and I can get you in contact with him.
So if anyone interested to become a dealer, it would cost as much as like $100,000, you think, today's time?
I didn't pay that. I paid a lot less than that, but some people have paid up to $100,000. I personally met a man that paid $100,000 for a dealership.
And to be a dealership, you doesn't need to have an office, or don't you need to have an office as a group of staff working regularly, 24 hours? What's...
The dealership just allows you to buy and sell any of the products through United Community Services of America. And it also gives you the opportunity for the free electricity program. And the company is very generous on way that they're going to be paying their dealers with the money from the electricity.
You're talking about there are new technology of device that we could purchase now other than we're waiting for this free electricity plan?
Yes, there's many products that are available. They're on that company's website. They'll be on my website on GET''in.us, but right now you could look at them at ucsofa.com.
I see. So in other words, if let's say you are a organizations, you have a lot of members, or let's say a building, okay, you have a building that, let's say a condo, you have 100 units, and the maintenance fee including provide electricity to every apartment in the building. In that case, then those kind of buildings or management company, if they are interested to join, that would be very beneficial.
The apartment owners wouldn't be able to do that, just the individuals in apartments would. We're looking for the witnesses, and so we're looking for the people themselves. So apartment owner, if he had 100 people or 100 units, there'd be just the one person going to witness that demonstration. We're looking for 100 people.
In other words, you're looking for more people in numbers to be empowered rather than empowered to a very small number of key people that control other people.
That's correct. We're looking for the people because we're actually looking for voters, and it's your voting power that's going to allow us to bring this technology about. Because you will want that, you'll be contacting your senators and congressmen to allow us to bring forth this technologies.
So it's like looking for grassroots public individuals to empower the public individuals in the public individual level.
That's correct.
That's great. And I like to say that this is the time of the turning when everybody should be knowledgeable and not ignorant about the oil war and why you and me need to reverse it, and we do within our own power, knowing this knowledge that we have something in our hand that could compete and uproot this oil control in your life and our life in our society. And it is our right to choose and to support ourselves, and this is a wonderful power tool. Technology is the way to go. And rather than I would say this is almost like a peace march in a different form, huh?
That's correct. That's correct. I think this would be the most positive way to stop the war.
Right. Great. Well, I appreciate so much your sharings, and I hope to talk to you sometimes. And I pray the day will come, we'll see again, and we'll have those devices in our house.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Okay. Thanks. The tape just ended.